Hello, my beautiful friends. Welcome to your Tuesday Thought Twist. I am your alignment coach, Deb Penner with Drops in the Bucket, and this is your weekly opportunity to become a better manager of your beautiful human brain. Let's talk about your brain on failure this week, shall we? The fear of failure is the number one thing that I hear from clients, from friends, from associates, from fellow entrepreneurs. The fear of failure is the number one thing that keeps us from trying. Here is the crazy irony in that. When we don't try, we have guaranteed failure. There's only one way that you can create success, and that's to show up and do the thing, right? To whatever degree of success you get from that trial, to show up and try to attempt to do the thing. That's the only way that you can create success. If you're not going to show up, if you're not going to try, you've already failed. But that's not what your brain tells you, right? Your brain's not like, hey, when we don't try, we're a failure. No, your brain's like, oh, don't try. If you try, we might fail. What if we fail? Don't try. Then we can't fail. That's what your brain says. But that's not true. If you don't try, you already failed. I'm not the first person to tell you this, right? There's an old quote, like a 1980s quote. Not that, that's old, mind you. But there's like a quote from like the 1980s from Wayne Gretzky that says you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. I'm not the first person to introduce this information to you, but maybe I'm the first person who handed it to you and you went, aha, which is why I'm telling you something that a lot of other people have told you before. If you don't try, you've already failed. So what's with this fear of failure thing that we have? What's really going on there? What's really going on there is your brain is showing up to keep you safe, which equates to keeping you the same, to keeping you small, to keeping you limited, to keeping you where you are. What's really going to happen if you try is A, you probably are going to fail, but you're going to learn something, and you're going to expand into the unknown. Your brain doesn't like the unknown. Your brain doesn't like the unknown at all because it might be unsafe. What we have here, what we know, this is safe. So if we don't try and we don't learn, we don't grow and expand, we stay here, we stay safe. This is the stupid human brain trick that's going on behind the scenes, behind the fear of failure. There's some societal conditioning mixed in here too. In American society, we have a lot of juju around failure. We've really built up this concept that failure is shameful and something to be avoided instead of accepting that failure is actually the path to success. It's the foundation of success. The only way to create success, my friends, is to repeatedly engage in the process of trying, failing, learning, and repeating. I call that the formula for success. Try, fail, learn, repeat. It's the only way. So this fear of failure that we have failure is really an illusion as we think of it, right? Failure, a lack of success, that's an illusion. Failure is a component of success. It's the foundation of success. We have to be willing to engage with that in order to be able to create success. And when we buy into this illusion of failure and we allow ourselves to be afraid of failing, we guarantee the very thing that we're supposedly afraid of. When you actually bring this out into the light, it doesn't even make sense, right? How can you say you're afraid of failing and then do the very thing that guarantees that you will fail? This is what happens when we begin to bring these subconscious thought structures out into the light. As a lot of times we get them out here and we go, but This doesn't even make sense. So this is one of those things. The fear of failure is one of those things that you bring it out here into the light and you say, look at this. And it just falls apart because it doesn't make the slightest bit of sense. So in order to be able to achieve success, we have to be willing to fail. In order to be willing to fail, we actually have to be willing to take action with fear. We've got to be willing to say, this feels scary to me. I do feel scared that I'm going to fail. My body feels scared that I'm going to fail, even though my conscious thinking mind understands that's the way to go about the thing. I still feel fear. We need to be able to take action from that space. We need to be able to move forward, to take decisive, aligned action with fear in our bodies. That's really the secret here. And that is something that is just a skill. It's just something that you learn how to do. It's part of having a managed mind. Part of being able to take decisive action is understanding this relationship with fear and its natural occurrence in our brain and in our life. If that is a skill that you would like to have, if you're ready to be able to engage with the formula for success, to be able to try, fail, learn something from that experience, and go ahead and move forward and try again using that information that you learned. If you would like to experience being able to be scared and do it anyway, I would love to help you figure that out. It's a great topic to bring to one of my breakthrough coaching sessions, which are completely free for you. So you can schedule that session by going to my website, which is drops, DROPS, with Deb.com. Go ahead and pop over there, and right at the top of the first page, there's a picture of me with a button next to it. Just click that button that says talk to me. Go ahead and set up your breakthrough session. We'll talk about this. We'll talk about the fear of failure, the illusion of failure. We'll talk about how you can learn to take action with fear and move forward with fear right there beside you as your ever-present companion, and how you can engage in the formula for success that way. I can't wait to talk to you, and I'll see you next week.